It's That Little Gay Talk Show with Joel Tatum and Charlotte Shotguns. Houston's hot mess of a podcast. A funny but thoughtful look at the LGBTQIA plus community.
Hey, welcome. Good morning. It's Joel Tatum with That Little Gay Talk Show. Charlotte is on Pride hiatus because she has to work a lot of Pride stuff. So she will not be back until maybe the end of June. So it's just me doing the show today. I hope y'all don't mind. Y'all know I like to bounce stuff off other people. But I do have a guest in the house, and he is in the finals of Raise the Bar, and I'm so very proud of him. And guess what? I got to listen to you live on Out in Pride Live Radio.
Yeah.
Yes, because I like Rebar, but girl, Rebar is expensive, girl.
Period.
I'm like, oh my God.
That's why I usually try to pregame before we go on Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh my God, I just spent $125. Well, no, I don't spend $125 at a bar.
Exactly. Oh, yes.
No offense to you, Rebar. Your bar is quite lovely.
Lovely.
I had a great time. A lot of open spaces. Love it. But $122, that's too much.
Period.
Included half-price appetizers. I'm like,
yeah, man.
But I had half-price appetizers. I sounded like a Karen for a moment. I'm like,
yes.
Y'all
don't seem right.
Y'all going to need to go over this check thoroughly.
Yes, I need to speak to your manager.
But luckily, with enough alcohol, I just went, you know what, girl, I'm just going to pay it. It's fine.
There you go. Alcohol gives you peace.
And the hangover brings you right back to reality going, I just spent $122.
Agreed.
Sekou, it's so great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I know I was supposed to have you on yesterday, but I had some little emergencies. I still got stuff going. I still got stuff going on. So I was like, oh my God, if Sekou doesn't show up, I'm going back to bed. I'm going to get under the covers. I'm going to call it a day.
Yeah.
But then I got this technician in the house, and I don't want nobody crawling into my bed with me because I know I can be all kinds of sexy. So
period.
Touch all of this.
I sleep in a certain position.
I know. It's usually with my ass up in the air, but you know.
Oh my God.
I sleep like a baby though.
Really?
So, sleep like a baby. You know I'm kidding. That cannot be comfortable. Could you imagine if you had a man and you came home and that's how he slept and you're like,
wow.
Okay, yeah, up and ready.
It's like a video, just be like, that's mine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to stick beside
look right at him and go, you know that's how you sleep, right? You know that's how you sleep. I don't know where that came from, but that's how you sleep. We're having a little bit of a laugh. I know that the pressure is on you in the finals.
Oh yeah.
And last week you did inspirational and
one hit wonders.
And I know this week you're doing duets.
Duets, yes.
Who will you be doing a duet with?
I'm duetting with Kel.
You're duetting with Kel. Okay. That's going to be interesting because you have opposite ranges.
Very different sounds for sure. I think like as far as our styles are, it's very different. But it's been fun trying to just sort of like play off of that a little bit and trying to see like how we can sort of mesh them together. So it's been nice.
So yeah. So that sounds like it's going to be fun. Can you tell us what the song's going to be, or is that going to be a secret? Or
I think I could say. I'm pretty sure it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the duet, we're doing "Lay Me Down" by Sam Smith.
Oh, okay.
And it's that one featuring the remix that he did featuring John Legend.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So it should be fun.
And which favorite song are you going to do for your? If you do the Stevie Wonder, I'll be happy with it.
See, and so like I was going back and forth between the Stevie Wonder song or the Celine Dion song.
Oh, okay.
But one of the guest judges on there. He's got a little show going on that he put together. It's called Titanic, and it's surrounded around like Celine Dion's music. So I was like, okay, I think he'd probably like to hear some Celine Dion.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to go in that direction.
Okay.
I hope just, there was actually the 1 week that I won throughout this whole competition was doing that Celine Dion song. So it was kind of already in mind because I was like, okay, well, that was pretty much one of like my highlights, so to say. So why, I guess, like bring it back. We'll see how it goes.
Go over for those who may not be familiar with Raise the Bar. You want to go over what the prizes are going to be once they announce the winner tonight?
Yes. So first place gets $750, photo shoot, studio time, and voice lessons with Wendy Taylor, who is the creator of the show, and an original track from Gender Bender. And then second place, so actually they just apparently put this in. Second place is getting at least $250, so that's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's nice.
Okay. And I know that all of if I recall, those who went home actually still got
some voice lessons.
Some voice lessons. So that was a couple of surprises,
right?
that I saw that went home, and I was like,
oh, I know.
And I was like, whoa! I thought they would make it all the way to the end. So there was a couple of surprises there that I was like, okay, all right.
Russ was probably one of the biggest ones that surprised me majorly, and then I think 2 weeks ago, Sherez was sent home, and I was like, wow, okay.
I think Russ was even a bigger surprise. Did he just have a bad night, or?
Yeah, it was like it was Country Week, and I think a lot of us in general, when they said Country Week, were like scrambling, and like not to be sound like, I don't know if this sounds so shady, but like the 3 or 4, I think, white people that were in the competition were very excited for country, and the rest of us African Americans were like, holy shit, what are we about to do right now? I had to find me a nice little loophole. I was like, I know Beyonce does something. Let me go ahead and play with that real quick. But yeah, so I think it was just a situation of like, country isn't like something that Russ really touches often, maybe, and so it was a down week.
So that country was his downfall, unfortunately.
Yeah. But he is so talented, it's ridiculous. I'm like, the guy is a showstopper.
He really is. He really is. And his outfits are amazing, by the way.
Always.
Always on point.
I can't.
Always on point. I'm like, okay, Russ.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't make it sing, you might make it in fashion.
Period.
If I recall, he makes his own. He makes his own costumes, right?
No, Milton is the one.
Milton is the one
that makes his own. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, and that guy. Oh my God. Some of the stuff he has put together. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Milton went home last week, didn't he?
Last week, yeah.
Milton went home last week, and I was like, I was a little shocked with that one too. But I'm gonna say, and I'm not throwing any shade. I don't mean no shade. But for some reason, there have been mic issues.
Oh yeah,
at Rebar.
100%. Rebar even knows it. Though. Yeah, it's. I was just speaking to Mauricio, and he said they bought new mics. So hopefully we should be good to go for tonight.
Okay. Yeah, because for the last few weeks I've been here. These girls are really singing, but their mics. They've been having all kinds of mic situations.
And there's like, on the side of the stage, there's this little meter that is showing you like the frequency levels or whatever, and if it goes,
it's just like down here. Yeah.
And if it goes higher than like 1 something, the mic will just cut out. And so like a lot of us are belters.
Yeah,
and so,
of course.
Yeah, and mic placement plays a part in that as well. Us just having to pull it back a little bit when we do decide to scream a little bit. But yeah, it's been throughout the entire competition. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been interesting seeing you guys having to work, still getting your voices out under I'm not gonna say y'all not working under poverty conditions. It's not like
period. No.
It's not like you're using a corded mic from the 1960s,
right?
You know, having to do the best you can, but
exactly.
Like I said, it's been plagued with mic issues for quite some time, and I've been to like 3 shows, and then I've talked to other people who are like, these girls up here singing, but their mics are just terrible, and I'm like,
they're not doing us any favors with those mics.
Which means y'all have to work a little harder to get stuff done. So.
100%. And then we don't do sound checks beforehand because they're doing bites and bingos before.
Yes, of course.
So it's like we don't really get a chance to at least like test it out first. So it's just kind of all just like on the fly, just trying to figure it all out as we go. But I guess it's been working in some way so far. Yeah, there are those moments, but yeah.
I know. But working with mics myself, trust me, I know. One week the show sounds fantastic, then the next I'm like spending 5.5 hours trying to edit it because
I feel that.
This person sounded like he called in like from 5 miles away. And he's literally sitting right there in my face, and I'm like, that was the best conversation, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get the mic to work. So I had to use editing skills I didn't even know I had.
Period. Still trying to figure that stuff out sometimes.
So what are you looking forward to tonight?
I'm very excited to see what everyone decides to bring back as far as like what song they decide to repeat. But I'm also excited to see the duets. I was like, there's always like a level of like pressure when it comes to singing with someone else in general, and like especially in a competition, I feel like it gets intensified because it's like, oh, this could be like the reason why I lose or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Or I could be the reason why someone else loses, and so like the amount of stress that I had just thinking about duets, picking out the songs, and like actually finding time to rehearse and everything. Because outside of this competition, everyone's got lives. You know, they're working, or
of course,
some of them might not even live in Houston. So it's like it can be a little difficult to try to get that time, that time to rehearse and everything like that. But I'm excited to see what everybody came up with. I am looking forward to it.
I am curious because I know that you're given something to do each week, and then there's that week of rehearsal time. Are y'all able to get together as like a group to rehearse, or y'all have to do it separately on your own?
Yeah, so it's pretty much like we throughout the competition, we haven't had to do anything like group related aside from Broadway week, in which we opened the show with Seasons of Love. But all they did was in the group chat, they like sent us like some YouTube videos of each part, like the tenor part, the soprano part, so forth and so on. And we're just like, when you have the time, like practice this. And then we got on the stage. Thank God they had it was something with like it was a karaoke track that had backing tracks on it. Okay. So a lot of it was just us being able to kind of like lip sync around it, thank God. 'Cause I was like, man, I work too much. I don't have time. I was like, I can't do this right now. So it was like, thank God. As soon as I heard it, I was like, okay, I can act my way through it for sure. But like, I was freaking out about that because I was like, we don't have time to rehearse that. But aside from that, we haven't had to like actually get together to rehearse anything because it's all pretty much our individual stuff. So, yeah. So it's just a situation of just making that time for yourself to practice whenever you can. Mostly I usually am just playing the songs in the car while I'm driving to work, on my way home, in between as much as I can. And then eventually once I get like the karaoke track, then I'll start singing it, you know, myself. Yeah.
Just a friendly reminder. This show will probably go out tomorrow. Okay. Or it might go out this evening. It depends on, because I'm also part of the Out and Proud Live radio network. So I might have to talk to Easton and say, can you go ahead and put this episode out? Because I want it to be ready for tonight's show. So I'm going to see if I can get this show out tonight. Right before your show. Because, you know, you win. If you win, which I'm thinking you're going to win, I'm thinking you're gonna win. I think you got this.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, man.
I know.
They are some strong, and this is like my first singing competition. And these are some like strong ass singers. I know. I thought this was gonna be easy. It is not. Yeah, it's been a whole like
It's super competitive.
Yeah.
It's very competitive.
It's wild.
I love the drama of it all. I really do.
Everyone's been like very nice throughout the entire thing for the most part.
Have you had a couple that you were like, girl, no. Girl, no, I ain't got time for you. I mean, you don't have to say names, but if
honestly, most of the time, it's when they get eliminated, and then there might be like one or two. There may have been like one or two that were kind of just not happy about it, and it's understandable. You know, no one wants to get sent home. But my whole thing was at the end of the day, like it's one competition. It's one competition. It's not like the end of the world. It doesn't mean, like Wendy actually just said this in our group chat. She was like, losing a competition does not mean that you don't have what it takes, or whatever the case may be. Like it's just this one competition. If you want to go for another one, or if you maybe feel like competitions just aren't for you and you just want to go and pursue music and do that, then that is also an option as well. Me personally, I don't like competitions because of the amount of stress and anxiety that comes through. But when I saw 750, I was like, no, I want that. I was like, no, I'm going to try to get that one.
Well, you know, you pretty much reached your goal. You got to the finals.
Yeah, honestly.
You got to the finals. And, you know, for context, I talked to you. The first time I talked to you was at Buddy's, and I was doing. It was, I think, the first or second time I was doing the show there.
Okay.
And you were standing in the corner, and you were just watching, and then you were just watching some more, and then you were like, you know what? Let me come over here and say, because I need to.
My show?
Yeah. Can I plug what's going on? And I'm like, and when you did, I'm like, first of all, I don't mean no harm to Rebar or the people who produce at Rebar. I didn't know what Raise the Bar was until I talked to you.
Yeah, it's like. It was kind of like up on like, I think it was one of those situations. Even I didn't know about the whole competition either, but it was it became a situation of like, if you know someone, then you'll hear about it. But they're not. They weren't really like pushing it out there now. Yeah, mostly like I think everyone still just knew about Bites and Bingo, and so if they were there for Bites and Bingo, they might stay a little later to watch Raise the Bar, and like for the and then. It, you know, as far as the amount of friends you bring, you know, and stuff like that. My only thing was, especially, I was like, okay, well, my friends are kind of in the competition. Like, I didn't know too many people out here in the Montrose area in general. Like I would go out and I kind of just sit in the corner, drink my beer, and just chill out. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like I'm starting to meet more people. But prior to that, I was like, don't expect me to bring anyone, because all the people I know are in this competition right now. So I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'm glad that it's not an audience. We talked about this before, but I'm glad it's not an audience participation kind of thing where the audience is the one who determines who the winner is, because you can pack it full of people you know.
Exactly.
I could be the worst singer out there, but I can tell you right now, I would get people from the office.
Period.
I'd pay for some people to come off the street.
Say,
hey, what you doing tonight? Come on over
cheer
here.
For me.
All you have to do is cheer for me, and I'll buy you a couple of drinks. That's it. That's it.
I might even get you a pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, I'm a singer on a budget. You might
Period.
You're going to get a drink, but it's going to have to be hot. Here are the rules.
Period.
It's whale only.
Yes.
And if you can find a drink special, drink that.
Period. You want you a beer? It's like $3.75 maybe? Go for it.
But we're not talking about no local IPAs. No local beers. Those are expensive.
Bud Light only.
Well, maybe I won't subject them to Bud Light. Miller Lite is fine.
Period. Yeah, this is facts.
I'll probably go, you can skip the Bud Light if you want to. If you want Miller Lite, you can have it. Okay. You can have it. But don't go any further than that.
Michelob Ultra? No. That's for me.
I might get more booze for that than anything.
I can. But they're doing that at. There's Wendy's doing it. She's judging at another show in Galveston, the Boys Galveston. And there's this, like, audience
participation.
Yeah. And so, like, literally, I was told that, like, a person can have their friend just stay up. They don't even have to be there. They could text in their vote. And as long as you, like, text your friend, be like, hey, the text voting just opened just now. They could text you from all the way at home, all the way at home. Didn't even have to go. And I don't like the sound of that at all. Because that just becomes, it's not a singing contest, it's a popularity contest.
Exactly.
I was just like, I don't like that one. But I liked the fact that it was more, this competition is like, okay, these judges are judging us, and they are the only ones that decide who goes forward, who wins, so forth and so on, instead of, and then audience participation is one of the categories in, the whole scoring process for this competition, but it's like,
but it's
like
not
a small portion.
It's a small portion.
Yeah, so it's like, how are you engaging the audience? And in that situation too, it's like, by the time the people are there, if I can just sing the fuck out of this song, they'll be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? They'll, I can get them engaged in some way. All I got to do is just make sure I show the fuck out when I'm singing, But the idea of having to bring people to, and try to fill up seats and stuff like that, I was like, I don't know if I got that right, just yet.
Showmanship is a big part of when you're judging and you're listening to the crowd.
Oh yeah,
and seeing how the crowd responds to you, which I think with a few of the contests, it was really brought by the judges that you really have to project more. You have to you have to like get the audience involved. You have to make contact with the audience. That's the most important thing, is that you make contact with the audience.
Yes.
So, which might have been the downfall of a couple of people because they couldn't get the audience engaged.
Yeah.
And I noticed these. You know what? When I go to see a show, especially when I'm going to see a show full of singers, I need everybody to shut up. Why is everybody talking during the thing?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Period.
It's like you're trying to listen to the song and these bitches over here still having a conversation, and then these bitches over here on their phone looking on the phone, and I'm like,
insane.
Can y'all shut the fuck up?
Yes, literally. I've had a couple times where I really wanted to hop on the mic and be like, before I start singing, I just want to say it costs $0 to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't cost much at all, and it's just like it could even be a situation. Okay, maybe you didn't know that the singing competition was happening. You just came to Rebar for a drink or whatever the case may be. There are literally 4 or 5 other bars down the street, 5 minutes away. I don't understand why, if you see that something is going on, because at the same time, they wouldn't do that during a drag show.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They'd be paying attention. They got their dollars ready to go, everything like that. So I don't understand why, okay, you got some people up on stage that are, singers, and they're trying to do their thing, and that's when you decide you want to all of a sudden, interrupt and just be as loud as you possibly
can. Yeah, exactly. And actually, inside a Rebar, they got the outside bar. You can go outside.
Exactly.
You need to talk to your friend about something, go outside.
Period. Because as far as I know, you can't hear shit from inside.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how that's going on out there.
Exactly. Because then you're shouting over the table, "Girl, what did you say?"
Exactly.
He's up there singing. I can't hear what you say.
It's so bad.
In the meantime, the singer's looking at you like, "I'm singing this song, but can you shut the fuck up?"
And sometimes, for the most part, whenever we're performing, a lot of times they will kind of tone it down. It's when the judges start giving us our critiques, and that's all of a sudden when they want to just go boisterous. And it's I can't really hear what Joe's trying to tell me, or what J Metro is trying to tell me. And that can get a little annoying, and especially Wendy having I can only imagine how annoyed she gets, and she's had to tell him a couple of times too, just to be like, hey, can we just keep it the fuck down for 2 seconds?
Yeah, exactly. Or step outside and enjoy a lovely cocktail outside of the bar.
Fresh air, smoke a damn cigarette.
Yes, there's comfortable seating out there.
Yes.
You and your girl can kiki and kai and do all that other stuff. Don't kai, but you kiki on out there and do what you need to do and then come back on in.
Exactly.
And if it's not somebody that you particularly care for, just go on outside. Just go outside and have your conversation and do what you need to do.
It's
and
2, 3, or 4 steps, and then you're right out there already. It doesn't take that much.
Exactly. You know what? They need to fill these people full of food so that they will shut up.
Oh no! Yeah. They're like, pizza slices on me, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. just eat during the competition and listen. That's it. Mm-hmm.
It's so bad.
I know. So because I've never been to a singing competition where everybody's just talking while the singer's up there.
It's so wild.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if it's not their, because some of them usually, they'll like come to support their friend or something, and if it's not their friend up there, then they're just like, oh fuck it, I'm not,
exactly.
I don't need to hear this one. And it's like, that's not how this shit works. Like, come on.
But at the same time, I do love I know it's a little weird too. When y'all come out there and belt something and get their attention and really have their attention, that really said that I'm like, yes, queen, do your thing. Period. Yes, that's the girl right there.
Agreed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of a I'm not going to say a win-lose. Yeah, it is kind of a win-lose situation because if you know that you're that can do that vocal that makes everybody shut up, right? You got it going out.
Period. I've had I think each of us have had some sort of moment like that in which something was going on in the performance that like whoever was being kind of loud or boisterous, all of a sudden they're like, wait, what the hell? Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Melody does that pretty much every damn week. She is, the girl brings in she like electrifies the crowd in like such a fucking way. And it's just, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is just, she's amazing.
Mel kind of gives me a little bit of Erykah Badu,
yes,
and Jill Scott, and all this other, and the ladies of soul, as I like to call them. And I love her style and everything else. Do you think she's your biggest competition? Who honestly do you think your biggest competition is right now?
Again, no shade to anybody, but the one that I'm most like worried about losing to for the most part, no lie, would be Melody. 100%, because it's not only does she have great vocals, but she can also captivate an audience. Anytime she'll have it, if she has a slip up, you'll barely even notice it unless you really, really know the song. And it's like, oh wait, no, that's not how that part goes or whatever. But half the time it's like no one notices or anything like that, and it's just like, yeah, she 100%, she's all around a well-rounded performer and musician, singer, and everything like that. But that's no shade to like Kel or Michael either. They're both very, very talented as well. It's just as far as like, I think it's because she and I are maybe more similar in style. So I'm like, okay, yeah. That's the one I think I'm gonna end up losing to her. But I've also told her at the same time, I was like, you're pretty much the only one that I would be okay with losing to. So,
but I like Michael. Michael's headed to Broadway. If Michael is not doing musical theater somewhere, 100%, I will not understand what's going on in the world. He definitely. I'm like, he should be doing musical theater.
The guy's got an energy like no other.
He has the energy for. Like they said, I think it was last week. They said, girl, get on the plane and go to New York. Go to New York. If you going to L.A., you going to L.A. to do movies, but go to New York.
Period. Exactly.
You belong on the stage. He does belong on the stage. Belting out something from. I don't know. I don't know a lot about musical theater.
I could see him. I could definitely see him playing. I think his name is Link. Link in Hairspray. That's like probably one of the biggest ones I could see.
I can see him doing like Guys and Dolls.
Oh yeah,
definitely. Or what's? Oh, good Lord! I have these in my head, and then
I feel you. They just go. It goes blank.
Yeah, it just goes like I'm like, Lord, it took me forever to think of Guys and Dolls, and then I had the other one. And then I'm like, oh, I lost it again. Yeah. So he definitely does.
He's very talented.
And Mel is a great singer. Mel is a great singer.
Wholeheartedly.
Yeah, wholeheartedly. He's a wonderful singer. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. Did y'all practice together? Have y'all practiced together?
Kel and I have been rehearsing for the duet, but aside from that, like, we don't really rehearse together. Yeah, but that's about the main thing that I've had to actually like go and hang out and rehearse with someone was just doing the duet with Cal. So It's been going well. I'm excited. I'm definitely slightly ready for it to be over.
Because you're doing two things here. You're doing, not only are you doing a duet, but in that duet, both of you have to stand out in that duet.
It's like you need to be able to, because you got to remember that you're in a competition.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need to find a way to make yourself stand out while at the same time making sure that you all are meshing and performing as a duo, not as two, like it's not like the battle rounds in The Voice or something like that, where it's like, okay, we're actually competing. It's more so like, no, like it needs to sound great while showcasing what you're capable of at the same time. So that's been the main thing I think that I've just had to remind myself a couple of times when it comes to that. It's just like, yeah, it's a competition, but in order for the duet to sound good, we need to be in sync.
Yes. Sorry, I'm having a technician in doing some work on the internet. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. Okay, because actually it is time to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Perfect.
And we are back. Oh, thank God that went well, because sometimes when I push that button, then I have to connect the shows. And oh, good God, that takes forever.
I feel.
But when it's all one long thing, then it's like, oh, well, just have to add the ending, and that's it. And so there we go. Throw it on there. I'm once again with Sekou Nance, a finalist in singing competition and rebar called Raise the Bar. Y'all need to get out there tonight. I'm going to like I said, I'm saying tonight because I'm hoping to have the show out by tonight.
Otherwise, yesterday. Yes. Last night.
I'm dealing with some internet issues because they needed to upgrade my equipment. Well, the equipment is the wrong equipment, so.
Absolutely. It's always great.
I'm like, oh, yay. It's always great. So, anywho, and so let's get back into it. Now, we like I said, we talked about your biggest competition, and there. How are you mentally preparing for this? I mean, I know that you are super excited and everything else, and
I am,
and you're trying to stay calm and just try to make sure that how are you? Let's talk about the mental health part of this.
This whole week. Especially with like my allergies started going crazy around probably Sunday-ish. So like I've been frantically trying to drink tea, emergency, like all of that just to try to get it together. I can still sing. It's just I don't think it's gonna like it will not be the same as how I've been doing throughout the competition. And so I had a moment for a second, like earlier today, pretty much, and then all of yesterday, in which I was just like, fuck it. Like, it is what it is at this point. We're going to let the chips fall where they may. I'm just going to try to do my best, and we'll see what happens. But prior to, in the beginning of the week, I was just freaking out. I was like, oh, my God. Why is it got to be happening on the finale? Why? I was just so terrified. But now I'm just like, okay, well, it's Thursday now at this point, and this is about the best of where it's going to be at. So it is what it is. Like, I can't, there's nothing you can really do about it. But I'm very excited, though, for the finale in general. I'm just glad that I made it, honestly. For the most part, that's been my biggest relief. I was like saying earlier, I was like, my anxiety was just going crazy. And whenever I, heard pretty much when she said that, okay, you made it to the finale, I was just like, my anxiety was like, good job, bitch. She said, I tried to take you down, but you kept going. So good job, you. That was nice. I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, she used a little sarcasm, too, when she did that. Oh, look at you. You made it all. Good for you.
Yes, indeed.
My little anxiety pile does the same thing every week. Oh, look at you! The show went good, and you had a good time, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, but up until that point, I'm Mr. Freak Out.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? But everybody's like, Joel, can you please calm down? You need to calm down. Stop worrying so much.
It's so hard to.
But it's part of my nature. It is. I have learned to live with it thanks to some therapy.
I feel that. Period. Nothing like a good talking.
Yeah, you learn to. It's just a voice in my head that I'm used to.
Yes.
And, you just get used to it and you learn to live with it. It can be hard sometimes because some days you don't want to get out of bed. And on those days, I just grab my phone and stay in bed and then entertain myself by watching Facebook videos all day.
Period.
I know, right?
There's nothing like a good, like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. They have it all. Oh my God, yes.
I didn't think I was going to, before the pandemic, I'm like, I'm too old for TikTok. I'm not fixing to get involved in all of this. I don't want to get involved in this. During the pandemic, all I did was watch TikTok.
It's so fun to watch. They're so fun to watch.
There's always whatever new trend is going on.
Yes.
That week, I'm like, girl,
that's insane.
Exactly. So when my friends would send me videos, I'm like, girl, I watched that last summer. Y'all late.
Right. Exactly.
Y'all late. Where y'all been?
People are like, I don't know how people get so damn funny. On the internet. It's like, and it'll be like some people that like, if you meet them in person or something, they're like probably one of the most boring people.
Yeah, exactly.
But for some reason, they get on the internet and it's like they get to let their like little freak flag fly for a second, and it's so funny watching some of these videos.
I'm the same way. I'm not the biggest talker outside of some people will disagree with that. When a conversation is interesting, then I'm a talker. Yeah. Otherwise, I am not really great at small talk.
I feel.
And I'm not really great at initiating a conversation.
Right.
But if you initiate a conversation and I'm interested, then you can't shut me up.
Yes.
But for the most part, I'm content with just being quiet and
I feel that.
And just relaxing for a bit. So if you happen to hit on a subject that I'm like not an expert at, but really good at, and then I'm on it. But for the most part, I'm not that.
That's my thing. I'm an introverted extrovert. So like, I love talking to people, but I can't initiate a conversation.
I think they call it an omnivert now.
Omnivert? Okay.
Yeah, which makes sense because I'm like, I can be extremely extroverted when I want to be. But honestly, I'd rather be in the house just chilling and minding my own business half the time.
Right.
So, yeah.
And that's the thing, like, when I first started, like around, because I didn't start really going out to bars and stuff like that until maybe 22, 23. Like, my 21 I didn't do shit. But, when I started going out, I would go out by myself, and I like going out by myself because you have that kind of that control of like, okay, I can leave when I'm ready to leave, I can get there when I'm ready to get there, and I can go wherever the hell I want if I want to walk around to other bars. That's nice, but what ends up happening is then I'm there by myself and I'm kind of just sitting and I'm either on my phone or I'm looking around into space, watching everyone else socialize. And what it ultimately ends up being is if someone came up and started speaking to me, we could have a great old time, a grand old time. Just most people, honestly, I think in this day and age are not very social like that in general. If they're out with their friends, then they're having a great time. But if they're out by themselves or whatever the case would be, there's a very slim chance that they would walk up to someone and just start up a conversation. And so it's like, okay. And I think this group of friends that I have now, I met through one of them in which that was the first time I had actually taken a chance and was like, I'm going to go talk to this person. Because she went up there, she started singing. I heard her sing. I was like, oh, Lord. And I was like, okay, no, I'd be dumb as hell not to go and speak and say hello or something, introduce myself, because I want to jam out with these people. And so it became that, and now it's like, okay, like I'm starting to meet other people. I know people in Montrose. Now I'm like, oh, this is weird. Like,
I know. It's the same way. It's like when I was telling I have two friends, and they were asking about Pride this year, and I'm like, oh, okay, so the grapevine has told me that that's not going to happen till the fall.
Right.
And they're like, well, I went on Facebook and they said June, and I'm like, no, girl, it's going to happen in the fall.
I know some of those bars are doing like block parties.
Yeah, they're doing
Eagle might be doing like a block
they're all
party.
doing block. They're doing houses.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun. But the main, like the big parade and all that stuff, that's not happening until the fall,
like October-ish.
Yeah, because their announcement. What happened was, and I think this needs to be explained because a lot of people don't understand what's going on. What it really boils down to is because of the pandemic, they could not get the permits on time to do it in June.
Honestly,
so it was a permit. It was a permit issue, and I'm like, I don't have a problem with them doing it in the fall.
Yeah,
it's cooler.
It's so damn hot outside right
it's
now.
cooler, and if y'all want to do it every year, I'm not.
Period.
I'm not unopposed. You already moved
Yeah.
it. You already moved it out of Montrose into downtown. Which, let me tell you, Queen, something. And I'm really getting tired of Queens saying this, especially with us older queens. Last year, the year before, there were 700,000 people at the festival. 700,000 people. You are not going to squeeze 700,000 people between Westheimer and Montrose. They just got too big. And people would trash people's houses who live over there. And it just got out of hand.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it just got super out of hand. So moving it downtown made sense.
Period. Let's trash there.
Yeah, exactly. So you can go in front of City Hall and trash City Hall. And swim in the little pool like they do every year. Which I don't understand why they do that. I'm not getting in that nasty ass pool that everybody else is being in. I don't know. And I know it's because it's hot outside, but it's not that hot outside.
Oh my God. Never that hot.
Never that hot. You know, speaking of bars, because I wanted to I did want to ask this question because when we do go out by ourselves, because occasionally I will go out by myself.
Yeah.
But I get so anxious ridden sometimes that I kind of overdo it.
How so?
Because I'm trying to I'm trying not to be, because we can be a toxic culture sometimes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We are. Oh my God. I mean, I love my fellow gays, but
yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
I hate my fellow gays just as much as they.
Oh yeah.
I hate my fellow gays too, and it's like when I go to straight bars, straight women. Y'all really have been saying this for years. When I go to straight bars, I don't have to be nothing but myself.
Yeah.
I don't have to try to be pretty.
I don't know why I get so nervous when I'm in a straight bar.
I don't. I'm super fine, super chill, this and that, and like I said, most of the places I go to, they already either know or I don't project it as much.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm straight acting in any way. No, I'm pretty much middle of the road. Period. You'll figure it out. Yeah. The more you talk to me, the more you'll figure it out. And if you don't figure it out, then I will tell you. Just to let
gay as hell.
Just to let you know. Yeah, exactly. Just to let you know, hey, I would love to continue this conversation, but look, just to get this off the table, I'm gay.
Right.
So,
that's why I've had it jobs and stuff like that where they'll when I started a new job or something, I'm getting to know my coworkers and it was on my home screen is a photo of me and my best friend and they'll look at it and be like, oh, is that your girlfriend? And I'll be like, no, girl, I'm gay as hell. That's just my response to everything at this point.
That would be like when I would hang out with my friend Ronnie and she and I would go out together and stuff like that. Oh, is that your girlfriend? And I'm like, no, that's not my girlfriend. Now I am
I'm strictly
no. We both like the same thing.
Yeah,
we both like dick.
We play on the same team.
We play on the same team. We both like dick. Now she did play a little bit on the other team for a little while. Then she's like, you know what? I did it, so I'm done.
So that was fun. Well, back to dick.
Well, I'm strictly dickly. We're not playing on the other side.
We don't do that. No.
I don't mind going shopping with you, and I don't mind doing all that other stuff, but no, we
don't munch tacos.
No, we don't. I don't munch no tacos. But I have no problem with those of you that do.
Agreed.
Exactly.
Agreed, yes.
I'm mostly talking about my
specifically the lesbians.
That's
what I was about to say.
Lesbian sisters. I don't really care about heterosexual men that much.
You cis straight men, we don't fuck with you.
Not that much. No. No. We let y'all can do y'all thing, but we try not to fuck with you too much because y'all always like to fuck with us. So
agreed.
And always up in somebody's business. But the funny thing is that when I especially when men approach me for reasons,
just cause
for reasons, that's when I think I feel like I get the most nervous is when it's not a conversation about the things that I like. It's a conversation about the things that you like and that you want me to do to you because you like it.
See, 21-year-old Sekou, 22, honestly 18, 19-year-old Sekou would have been so down for that. I hit 24 and I'm 27 now. I can't stand when a guy comes up to me and the first thing he wants to talk about is sex. I'm like, No. Like, I prefer at this point now to get to know a person beforehand. I had an ex-boyfriend who, I think he was the first one that, like, we didn't have sex until probably got to know each other a little bit more, and the feelings were there, and I was like, sex is so damn good when there's feelings involved compared to just some one-night shit. Like, I'm good on the one-night shit. I want to catch feelings first, and then, you know, reel me all day. I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking. But, you know, like, honestly, feeling-wise, like...
Are you joking? No, you're not joking. You know you're not joking.
I don't know.
You know you're not joking. You said it. You not joking. You just try to come off as prim and proper, but girl,
yes,
we know.
No, I'm a classy broad.
Nothing wrong with being a little classy. You know, classy in public, sassy in the bedroom.
Period.
That's what I say. That's what I say.
But yeah, it's just like feelings are like just when there's like some emotion in there and everything like that. It's like, oh, this is like so much better.
Mine is a little bit more layered. If I'm attracted to you. If I can usually tell, and it is true. Thank you, Kelly Bundy from Married with Children. If I am not into you in the first 30 seconds, it ain't never going to happen.
I feel that.
It is never going to happen. If I'm not thinking about you undressed, even though we probably wouldn't get undressed right away,
period.
But if I'm not thinking, if I'm not getting the little tingles as a man, you know what that means. Yeah. When we're talking, then
I feel that.
It's not going to happen.
Because I always feel like, too, if you think realistically, there's always those people that like to say, oh, looks aren't everything, personality, yada, yada. But if we're going to be entirely honest, while that statement can be true, physical attraction is the initial thing that makes you want to go talk to someone or keeps a conversation going. Now, as far as it not being, like, it should be the thing that gets you there or whatever the case may be. But then after that, it should be about, like, okay, let me get to know who this person is. I have met some great-looking fucking people, and then I found out that they were dicks, and I was like, ugh, you're ugly. Like,
I know, right? And it's a shame, too, because it's like, you know what? You're the worst person I've ever met, but goddamn, you have an amazing body.
Right, it'd be like, nice ass, but you're a douche.
you're a douche, and I might sleep with you once, but I'm not going to sleep with you more than 3 times, okay? I have simple needs, I'm sorry.
I can't.
My needs are a little bit, I'm not as classy. I'm not saying I'm trashy. But I'm not as classy. Period. My needs are simple. If I'm into you, it's probably going to happen. It may not happen right away, but it's probably going to happen. It's going to happen over time. And I think I put more effort into it when I know that there's going to be a reward at the end.
I feel that.
And which is sad to say. I don't know why that sounded sad for some reason, but if there's a reward at the end.
Yeah.
And I like you along that way, then the reward is even greater because, 1, I was attracted to you, and 2, I like you. Yeah, I like your personality.
Like, cool as fuck, yeah.
Yeah, and if you can make me laugh, I mean, genuinely make me laugh, that's it. Yeah. That's panties off. Let's do this.
Yeah, funny men are great.
I know. And pretty lonely because, the sex is awesome. It is awesome. But like I said, you and I, we do things a little differently. Yeah. You're a little bit more classy. I'm a little bit more.
I try to be. Yeah.
I'm a slightly on the trashy side. Slightly.
I felt like I was like, okay, I did my like my real like hoe. Like I feel like I did my hoe shit like super, not super early, but like 18, 19, 20. Pretty much not 18 to 24 was like wild time for me. It was good times or whatever the case may be. And then for some reason I hit 24 and like something clicked in me that I was just like, I don't want it anymore. Like I don't want to do this anymore.
I think for me it came in stages because when I hit that new ending in 0 mark, like when I hit 30, 40, 50, I still like the idea of sex, but the priorities that come with it change.
Right.
I honestly think that I need to, like I said, now it's like not only attracted to you, but I need to like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and I'm like totally like if I do meet someone that I'm like at a bar and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty much gonna fuck this guy tonight or something like that. Yeah. Like My thing is, we're not doing that bullshit of like one and done, and then you're like, you just dip out and leave. No, I like to cuddle, so you will be cuddling me after we're done, okay?
And I'm still kind of stuck in my ways sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? It's 2.
Yeah, you have a good night.
I have to get up in the morning, so we will see you. See you tomorrow. No, I don't have anything in the refrigerator for breakfast tomorrow.
I cannot. Yeah, I gotta go to the grocery store.
But I think because of the experiences that I have, I know which one is which.
Yeah,
I know which one is like, oh, yeah, you can stay for breakfast. Yeah, you can stay. We'll order in, watch TV all day.
I feel that.
Do that kind of stuff, and then probably play around again and do all that other stuff. But if it's just, if we both know it's a one, I mean, we can both know right then and there. It's like if you're already dressed and I'm already like, see you later. Then you know, we both knew what it. We knew what it was, and that was that.
Yeah.
So
I feel that.
So I can imagine for you, who is not, like I said, we're not like super introverted, but when men do approaches, like I said, I do get nervous sometimes. So I get nervous when straight men approach me in bars.
Really?
Because I never know.
I just get annoyed.
How that's going to turn out. How that
conversation goes, yeah.
Because sometimes that conversation has turned out where they want to experience something new, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm down for that.
When I am at a straight bar, and I've noticed I do this a lot, I don't know, something just like, I turn something on to where it's like, I'm not, like, maybe I'm trying to, like, pass for, like, straight or something when I'm at a straight bar. Just because, I don't know why, straight bars just make me so nervous. I go into them, if I'm like now if I'm with like a gang of other gays or something like that, then I'm like, okay, no, like we're fine, we're having a good time. But if it's like just maybe like a couple of us or something like that, for some reason, it like something about it, I go in there and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to turn my straight on real quick. I don't want to be in here right now, but like I don't want to make nobody feel no type of way. Oh my God, straight men like to fight. It's ridiculous. I'm like, I ain't got time.
But they're the worst fighters, though.
Ridiculous. Like,
they're the most awful fighters.
So bad.
When you see two queens fight, they are fighting.
They are brawling.
They are brawling.
Yes.
Two lesbians is the same way. Oh Lord, lesbians.
Insane.
It is insane. Police had to be called. Helicopters were flying all over. I'm like, oh no, girl.
Meanwhile, like straight men though, when they start, when they're about to fight, they got to get like super close in the face, be like, "What you want to do?" And they're like almost about to kiss, and it's like, I thought we were the gay ones. What are you doing?
I love it because it's like, especially when it's two bros. Yeah. Oh my God, it's hilarious. Two bros with their hats. You want to yell and be
like, "Just kiss and make up."
With their hats turned backwards, going, "Come at me, bro! Come at me, bro!" And I'm like, are we really doing this now?
I slightly enjoy watching this right
now. Slowly my phone goes up. I'm like, should I? And then you're sitting there going, is this TikTok material? Is this Facebook? Is this Snapchat? Which one is this? And then all the slapping around and everything else. And I'm like, ridiculous. My God, this is...
They go so hard. It's like they get close to each other, almost to the point where they're about to kiss. They need to rip their shirts off for some reason.
What is that?
I don't know if it gives you more agility or something.
What is that?
I'm not destroying my shirt.
Is that like a peacock thing where you're just trying to show off who has the bigger chest?
I really don't understand.
When both of y'all had both of y'all,
it's ridiculous.
Put your shirts back on.
Yeah. It's like, you have man titties.
And y'all both fighting over to see who has the bigger man titties. Oh my God.
Like, it's so ridiculous.
Oh my God. I feel like we're straight bashing. It's Pride Month.
Oh yeah.
It's Pride
Month. That's facts, yeah.
It's
Be gay, do crime.
Yes, be gay, do crime.
Period.
I think still in maybe one or two states, I don't understand why it still might be a crime to be gay in a certain way, but you know what?
Definitely in other countries.
In other countries. Sure. Definitely in other countries. So I know that I usually give my, we're having fun today. We are, it started off as an interview and then it just turned into some fun. This is how all my interviews turn out. Yeah. We talk a few minutes. We talk a good 30 to 45 minutes. And then we end up talking. Like I said, every conversation on the show ends in dick. I swear to God. I swear to God, I can literally have a nun sitting in the chair, and for some strange reason, it's gonna end in dick.
She's like, that's so wild. I've never seen a dick before. I am married to the Lord.
So, yes, once again, I'm sitting here with Sekou Nance, one of the finalists. I'm so proud of. Baby, I'm so. What do your mama say? Baby, I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of you.
That's my baby.
That's my baby up there. That's my baby. And if you lose, I'm going to whoop your ass.
Period. I literally told my mom, I was like, because she can't come to like actually see the competition because she usually goes to bed like pretty early. But I told her, because I was like, oh, I made it in the final. She's like, oh my God, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then she was like, well, good luck tomorrow night or whatever. I said, you'll know if I lost, because if you turn the news on and you see that the bar has been burned down, he said, you just watch it, you say, oh, okay, Sekou lost. Okay, we understand. Okay. I'm going to have a bitch fit.
All right, so I'm just going to say this right now. If you do not at least come in second place, I'm leaving the bar. I'm going to let you. I'm going to say, girl, here's a match, girl. Have fun.
I'm just gonna.
Let me just get out of here first.
I'm gonna stand on the stage with the microphone and say, you. Go on. And
the rest of you burn, bitches.
Oh my God.
And take the judges with you.
Right. By the way, I'm just kidding. Government, please don't hunt me down. I don't plan on burning anything.
It's just a podcast. We just having fun.
Yes.
He's not going to burn anything down. I will make sure not to. I am not really going to give him a match. Who carries matches anyway?
Honestly, I cannot.
Because when I used to smoke, I always had a hard problem. I have 50 lighters. I still have 50 lighters around this house, and I quit smoking almost 2 years ago. And
how was that process? Because I'm actually about to start that journey.
Okay,
very soon.
That journey in the first 2 weeks is horrific.
Okay,
I'm just telling you right now. If you're gonna quit cold turkey, it's gonna be horrific. But once you get past it, it gets easier and easier with each day. But it's that first 2 weeks. And I was already on my way down. I used to go from 2 packs, then I went down to 1 pack a day. Then I went down to 1 pack a week. And then I was like, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah. So I might try to do that. Yeah, because I think I've tried cold turkey a couple of times. And I might last like 2 days. And then I'm like, no, fuck this. And I hop back on. I start smoking again. But I think I might try to do it where it's like only when I'm drinking. I'll have a couple cigarettes or whatever the case may be, and then try to dwindle it down to just none at all.
I had to also I had to spend the first 30 days not drinking just so that I could get used to because I thought the same thing. That was my downfall every time. It's like, oh, well, I only do it if I'm drinking. But then I'll smoke 6 cigarettes in a row while I'm drinking because I'm like, I got to get this in now because I'm not.
I won't be able to do it later.
I won't be able to do it later. So
when I sober up.
So I had to actually quit drinking for 30 days along with the cigarettes. And let me tell you something. Oh, my God. The combination of the two, nobody wanted to be around me. Let me just say that. I was angry all the time.
That is the one part that I'm not looking forward to. It's like, coming out of the I was in the military, so I was in the Navy. Coming out of the Navy, I had horrible anger issues, and I actually got those under control. The minute that I quit smoking, I know they're going to come back.
Yeah, they're going to come back.
Times 10.
They're going to come back. But if you tell people that you're quitting smoking, people go, oh, girl, I understand.
Yeah. Okay,
I understand. Okay, I understand. I'm going to let this go this time, girl. Yeah. But that's it.
That's what I'm probably going to be like, fuck you. Be like, I'm sorry, sis.
You get 30 days, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. You say, go ahead, get through it.
That's what my friends said. That's what my 2 best friends said. They're like, oh, Joel, I said, look, if I start smoking again, I'm not quitting. I'm done because I'm done.
Like, that's just that. That's just gonna be
I don't want to go through that again. They were like, no, we don't. So don't start smoking.
Oh my God.
Although, even after 2 years, I still occasionally I'll be out somewhere and I'll have a drink and then suddenly it's like, you know what? I want a cigarette for some reason. Yeah. So that kind of stays with you, but it doesn't happen as often.
I feel that.
It doesn't happen as often. So you just have to get through the first 30 days.
Yeah.
So,
now, one of my biggest motivations, I think, for wanting to quit smoking is because every time you seem to have a cigarette in your hand, somebody is asking you for one of your cigarettes. I have noticed that I go through packs so quickly because there's someone asking me for it. And it's like, I rarely mind it. Like, I really don't mind it usually. It's those ones that'll be like, I'm trying to quit. So I don't buy, I refuse to buy them or something like that. And I'd be like, no, that's not how this works. I am not your sponsor.
That was me. That was me. That was like,
I can't do it.
By day 3, I'm like, yes, I'm quitting, but can I buy my cigarette?
Oh my God.
And then it's like, look, I'll pay you. Here's $1.
See, those I don't mind because I'm like, that's a deal right there.
Cigarettes are expensive, girl.
In fact.
They're expensive. Now, okay, let me tell you something. I'm ancient. I remember a pack of Marlboros was 99 cents a pack.
Oh my God. That sounds lovely.
It was 99 cents a pack. And anybody could buy a pack of cigarettes, literally.
See, if they kept the prices where they were at back then, oh my God, we'd all be rich, pretty much.
Well, the FDA is saying that they're fixing to get rid of menthol cigarettes here. So menthol cigarettes are going to be leaving the door.
I am quitting. Yeah. I will be quitting then because I won't have them anymore.
And, I tried vaping, and I didn't like it.
I can't.
There was something that was missing. And I'm like, you know what? It's not bad. It's just... Oh, it's not a cigarette.
It just feels like,
there's
especially
something missing.
With a cigarette, at least tobacco is a natural thing, and then whatever extra nonsense they put in there. But tobacco is a natural plant, right? Vaping is like whatever that extra shit that they put on top of that natural plant. Now it's just that crappy ass addictive nonsense.
Yeah, exactly.
In just some oil instead of actually burning like this natural tobacco leaf or whatever the case may be.
Native Americans grew tobacco and smoked it, and they were just fine.
Exactly.
It's when we started adding all these other ingredients.
Yeah, like how can we figure out a way to make people buy these more?
Exactly.
Make it addictive.
And make it as addictive as possible. So, I mean, we had cocaine and coke one time, and I'm like, bring back the cocaine. It's only 3.5 grams. It's fine.
I can't. Oh my God. You said I'd rather the cocaine.
Yeah. Well, not saying that I've ever been in the cocaine. I have not. But I just think it's amusing that when you read the history of certain foods and drinks that we've eaten, and it's like, oh, Coke had 3.5 grams of cocaine in each bottle. I'm like,
that's insane.
That's insane. No wonder these people were.
And they were just selling that shit.
Yeah, exactly. I said, this is the reason white people was burning down shit back then. They were all hyped up overnight.
They weren't mad at us.
They were just mad.
I cannot.
And I'm not making light of the massacres that have happened in this country back in that day. I mean, I'm not making light of that. But the fact of the matter is that
that's wild.
That explains a lot.
That much, yeah. It's so weird, and they just decided to name it Coke, the drink Coke. Like they knew exactly what the fuck they were doing. They were like, we can totally get away with this right now. I was like, this is some smart motherfuckers, man. Ridiculous.
So, what do you have? Okay, so here it is. We started the show at noon. It's 1:27. What do you have?
Wow.
What do you have planned for the rest of the day besides getting ready for the?
Yeah, so pretty much I'm going to the gym. Gonna go get a manicure with my friend. Try to get some relaxation in beforehand. Just try to clear my head.
By the way, the show starts at 11.
Yes.
At 11 or
we're supposed to start usually around like 10:30ish, but sometimes Bites and Bingos goes a little bit longer, and so
let me remind the audience of who we are. We are gay. If we say the show starts at 10:30, it really starts at 11. Yeah.
11:30, 12:45.
No gay show has ever been on time.
Never.
And I'm surprised when they are, and I'm like, y'all must have some heteros back there, because
that's why I like. Oh my God! When I talk like my job, I am late to work often, and I just want I try to tell him like I'm gay. Like I'm sorry. I'm gay. Not only am I gay, but I am an artist. Musicians are never on time. Performers are never on time.
Yes, I know that. I've worked with creative people.
Oh.
Y'all are never on time for nothing.
Never.
I swear to God.
And
from drag queens all the way down,
hardest.
y'all are never on time. And I don't know why I get so irritated about that. I do. And I don't mean to. Because usually I will sometimes show up late. I try to be early, though.
I feel that.
If it's something important, I always try to be like 10, 15 minutes early.
It's just like I don't know, naturally for some reason, somehow my perception of time is just absolute garbage. And so, like, I try my hardest. I really do. I try my hardest to be on time. And sometimes I pull it off. I actually come, somewhere on time. It's not often, though. And I'm just like, every time I'm always beating myself up about it. And then I'm like, I know wherever I'm headed to, the person that I'm going to meet or my job or something is about to fucking shit on me about it, too. So let me not yell at myself first and just let them do the yelling for me. Like, they're gonna yell at me. I know. I
think with my anxiety came from for me being on time. I have to be on time, especially if it's something important. I have to be on time.
Yeah.
My anxiety started when I went on the first date and I was half an hour late because of traffic, and it was really because of traffic. And by the way, there was no I didn't have Google Maps back then. I just had the simple flip phone. So I got lost for a little bit and all this other stuff. Half an hour late, and he just let me have it. And I'm like, oh my God, I called you like several times telling you that I was on the way, and I was sitting in traffic, and I got off on the wrong exit and all this other time. And he was like, I don't like it when people are late. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I said, well, I'm sorry.
All right, well, I'm sorry. And the date was just terrible. It went just terrible the entire night. And so from that point on, I made it a point to be on time for stuff. Because I'm like, I don't want to, I might have missed out on something great.
Exactly, I feel that.
Actually, I didn't miss out on something great. It turns out 2 weeks later, he was dating my cousin.
Oh, wow.
That was an accident.
He didn't know.
That was an accident. We both answered the same ad, and God. We didn't realize that we had dated the same man until
that's lovely.
Until he said hello to us at the bar.
He said, "You know,"
and I'm like, "Wait, you know him?" He's like, "Yes, God. I know him. We went on a date last week." I'm like, "We went on a date a month ago." And we just started laughing because we both said he was terrible. He was terrible. He was there. Well, my cousin shows up on time for he shows up on time for stuff, but right on the dot.
My most recent ex, our first date, I was super late. I was also riding Ubers at the time. I did not have a car yet, and I was riding Ubers. He probably could have picked me up. You know what I'm saying? Then I wouldn't have been late, but he was actually very, like, super, super chill about it, which is why at this point now he has been my longest relationship. We're not together anymore, but he has been my longest relationship in life in general. So it's like, I think it's pretty ridiculous that you would yell at somebody to be late for a first date. Like, this is something you have now learned about me. I am late sometimes. Accept this. Don't yell at me about it. Like, no.
Well, with dates, and you know what? I tolerate it because, like I said, I have never known a gay to be on time for nothing.
Period.
Nothing. They can't put a show on time together. You can't even put the parade on time. Every year they say, "Oh, we're gonna start at 9:30." It's 10:15 by the time the first float comes down the street, and you're like,
"See, this time they said we're gonna start in June, October."
Yeah, so we're gonna be a little late this year. We're not gonna do it in June. We're actually gonna do it sometime in the fall. So we'll let you know in the fall when we're gonna be doing it. And it still won't be on time, but that's okay.
December, maybe December.
So, like, for first dates, I'm like, you know what? Half an hour is my max time.
For sure.
Half an hour is my max time.
Yeah, anything past that, it's like you've stood me up.
You've stood me up. I'm ready to go.
Like, the waiter's already, like, looking at me like, are you going to order yet or what?
I even do that with my family. If I make a reservation, especially if I make a reservation for the group of us, and because I work in restaurants,
right?
And there's nothing more irritating then someone saying they're going to be there at 12, and then don't show up till 1:30.
Exactly. And then some
3
restaurants
other people
won't sit you until your whole party.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least a good, half of your party is there. That's, that shit can get annoying.
I made my mother and her sisters mad one time because I told them to be there at 1. They didn't show up until almost 2 o'clock.
Oh, that's lovely.
And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I already ate. I'm leaving.
Yeah, period.
Oh, well, wait a minute. You told us I said be here at 1. Y'all heard me. We talked about this for a week.
I said, you all enjoy your lunch. I've already finished.
I'm finished. I've already had my 2 cocktails.
I
don't have time for this. And and if I sit here and have a third, I'm going to read every last one of you bitches at this table.
I feel you. It's not going to be pretty.
It's not going to be pretty. So let me just kind of go on home.
Yeah.
And since I was going to pay the bill, y'all on your own now.
Exactly. Be like, good luck, bitches. You just walk away.
No, so I'm a stickler for
I feel that.
But like I said, when it comes to dating, you have a half an hour.
Yeah. I feel like that's reasonable.
And with Houston traffic the way it is now,
God, it's ridiculous.
God,
Not to mention
so
the fact
ridiculous.
that Houston is probably one of the most spaced out cities I've ever.
Yeah, because everybody lives 20 miles away.
Oh my God!
I'm like, there's no one. I live in town. Going outside the loop, I have to take an oxygen mask.
It's so weird.
Because I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what this. Do I need to take a flight to come out to your house?
It's insane. And I'm like, it is sad to me that now, to me, a 30-minute drive is like driving down the street.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's so used to having to drive that distance to go anywhere. And it's like, so now, like, if I go somewhere I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. Like, we could walk damn near anywhere. Not everywhere, but almost. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, to come to Houston, and then we moved to Houston, my mom was like, oh, okay, no, I'm actually going to need to buy a car. Because there's no way that we can get to anywhere, ultimately, without driving. Because even the buses don't go everywhere. If I work in the Woodlands, if I wanted to take the bus to the Woodlands, I had to take it as far as it'll go and then hop on an Uber to get to work. I have a car now, luckily, but that shit was not fun 2 years ago.
I thought they had a Woodland shuttle that... Oh, it only goes out during the certain days, though.
It's only certain days, and then also at the same time, the stops are weird. I think there's a stop for the Woodland shuttle somewhere in downtown, but you'd have to literally take the bus. Say if you live in North Houston or something, 1960 area, you take the bus to downtown to hop on this bus that's going to take you all the way to the Woodlands when you were already 20 minutes away from the Woodlands in the first place.
Girl, I live off of 1960 a long time ago. That's what I had to do. If I wanted to go to the airport, I had to go into downtown, take the 102 from downtown back to there. I'm like, why do I have to do all of this?
It's so horrible.
That's ridiculous. The airport is just right down the road. Exactly. I just started cabbing it. I'm like, I'm just going to take a cab if I need to go to the airport. I feel that, yeah. Because I'm not, that's ridiculous.
And those Ubers, oh my God, those Ubers are expensive. At the airport, it's like, what the fuck? Because I'm planning on moving back to Los Angeles to finish up school. I have about 2 more semesters before I graduate, and so I'm, the campus is out in Los Angeles. And every time I think about it, they used to have this thing called the Flyaway Flyaway LAX or something like that, and it'd be like an $8 shuttle that would take you to whatever area of Los Angeles you were going. So, like, if I was going to Hollywood, it'd be $8. It'll take me to Hollywood. It takes you to a certain stop, and then you have to figure out your way home from there. But $8, I'd take it. You know what I'm saying? But COVID, they cut that shit off. So the last time I took a trip out there, I actually had to Uber to Hollywood from the airport. That Uber was almost $50. I was like, damn. I was like, well, there's a big portion of me enjoying my trip right now because that $50 is gone.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, that could have been 3 drinks last night.
Exactly.
I know how it is in L.A.
Insane. Oh, I had found this bar out there that would do this little happy hour. In between, it was from 10 to 12, I think it was. And I think they were you could get a drink for a cocktail for $5, say a vodka Red Bull or something, $5. I would just order doubles, spend the $10. sloshed in like
Yeah, exactly.
maybe 30 minutes.
Got exactly what I needed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I'm gonna go dance at this other bar.
Exactly. I'm gonna go dance it off for a half an hour, and then I'll come back and spend another $10 later.
Period. Oh my god!
Because it's gonna take at least an hour or so to get this alcohol out of my system.
Exactly.
Before I come back up to this bar again. So we'll see in an hour.
See, now I did go to this other one though. It's like this little cantina type of bar, and they were selling these margaritas. They were like 2 doubles in one drink. So it's like 4 shots of tequila inside this little frozen margarita. Those things were like $20. I was like, ugh.
You know, if I had you on yesterday, usually I like to have like a little... I like to have everybody have a little shot of tequila for a little liquid courage before you get behind the mic. It's amazing. Some people are like so shy that you have to pull shit out of them.
Yeah.
In like the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then you can't shut them up.
Exactly.
So it's like, well, okay. Well, I guess I'll get a little bottle, and then when you got here, we would have had a couple of shots, girl. We would have been, girl.
Slosh.
This episode would have been 2 through.
Oh my. Me and tequila do not get along.
No, it's
she
just
does
a shot.
not like me.
No, it would have been just a shot. I don't need you angrily. I don't need you bitter and angry throughout the day.
Yeah, really. You're like, so what do you think about the competition, man? Fuck all them bitches.
Girl, you working with these bitches? Don't you? But what's the T or male? Kale. I'm sorry, Kale. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, man.
No, it would have been 2 through. I'm glad we didn't. I didn't want to do it at noon because it doesn't make sense at noon.
Agreed. Yeah.
To me, it doesn't make sense.
I got stuff that I gotta get done.
I got stuff to do and all this other stuff.
Idea.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have made it to the competition.
Girl, it's at 11 o'clock. You'll be fine.
Right?
You take a little disco nap. Beforehand, which, by the way, I would suggest you make sure you get a little disco nap in before you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you can,
I gotta drink some more.
Calm your nerves. You know, after you do your gym and all this other stuff, just to calm your nerves.
Get some tea and whatnot. I think I might sit in the sauna this today too, because I think that heat might, kind of.
Loosen it up. Do you have a little phlegm going on back there?
Yeah, it's just, it's like I saw it coming, I feel like. It was raining so heavily last week, and then all of a sudden it's like not anymore.
Everything, the pollen's all out. Yeah. It's all over the place. So, and
like my body is just like, change, let's make him sick. Like that's just the thing that my body likes to do for some reason. And I saw it coming, and I was just like, okay, it is what it is. We'll see how it goes.
Take yourself a little, get yourself some comforting tea. Take yourself a little nap.
I might have to drink that nasty ass throat coat tea.
Yeah, you probably do.
So much, but I think I'm gonna have to drink it. I'm gonna go to the store and get it. It's so gross. Licorice.
And don't smoke an hour before your performance.
Yeah,
you just
I have a habit of doing that. Like especially if I'm like one of the last couple of them. Like sometimes for the majority of this competition, I have been at the end of this list. Or the end of the lineup, and so I'll be like either the last one or like second to last or something. And every time it's because I'm sitting there and I'm hearing everybody else sing. I was like, well, damn, she did good. Oh hell, he did good too. I might be going home this week because everybody's doing damn good. And so by the time we get to go on break or whatever before they do the second half of like the singers, I'm like outside smoking like 3 or 4 cigarettes trying to calm my damn nerves because I'm freaking out. And then I'm just like, I should not be doing this right now. But I can't help it. But
I understand. And you actually gave me a little bit of insight into what it feels like from week to week.
Oh, yeah.
Hoping to hear your name. Having that anxiety about hearing your name. And then when you hear your name, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I made it this far.
Oh, shit. Like,
another day. And I was on pins and needles. I mean, because I didn't go to the show, but I listened to it. I'm so glad I was able to listen to it live.
Agreed, yeah.
If Out and Proud had just been at the beginning, everybody could have listened.
Just kind of aired it out.
That would have been great. And I hope next year they do decide to do that.
Yeah.
They really should. But let me tell you something. I was on pins and needles, waiting to hear your name, and I'm like, please, don't let them be in the bottom. Please don't let them be in the bottom.
I was like, oh, thank God. I was in the bottom 1 week out of this entire competition, and it was during Disney Week. And I thought I was actually going to do pretty well on Disney Week. But then it was just a really bad song choice for me. I went with Let It Go from Frozen. Not a good choice. Because the thing is with some songs, a lot of times, especially when you're doing like a female song or something like that, the verse that she's singing might be like originally already in your range just fine, but the minute she starts belting, you're like, oh, that's way too high. I got to drop the key on this song. But then the minute you drop the key on that song, now that belting is in your range, but that verse that she was singing is now way too low for you to sing. And that is exactly how Frozen Let It Go went for me. I had a very weak first and second verse because it was way too low. And then when it got to the belting portions and everything, I got to show myself off. But it's like by that time, it's kind of too late. People are already bored now. They're like, okay, yeah, well, you did that at the end. Ooh, cool. But the rest of that was meh. You know, so I wasn't surprised to find myself in the bottom 2 on that week. But I was also just like, holy like, okay, yeah. Because, I mean, even after Russ being eliminated, I was already like, okay, so anybody can go.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so to actually find myself in the bottom 2 for the first time, I was just like, oh, shit. Yeah, it lit a fire under my ass for sure.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. And then I got a win the next week. So,
So, I mean, like I said, the pressure is on. Well, I don't mean that the pressure is on. You've already achieved your goal. You made it to the finals.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You achieved your goal, so that's a little less pressure. Now you just have to like perform and have fun, and do your thing. And I think, you know what, you gonna win this.
I hope so.
You gonna win this.
Fingers crossed. I know my heart's gonna be beating hella fast when we're waiting. When she's like saying, okay, and the winner is, or whatever the case may be, it's gonna be beating fast as hell. But it'll be nice. Win or lose, it'll just be nice to honestly be kind of done with it, and that's like sort of a moment of being like, okay, that's a nice stressor to get off my back now. We're finished with it. I made it to the finals at least. I love that. Where I'm happy. I'm complete. Now, if I can get them coins, then that'd be nice too. But we'll see.
I think you have proven yourself as a singer.
Thank you.
100% proven. When you make it to now, I'm not saying that the others aren't singers. Yeah, they really are. And
100%.
A lot of them, I was like I said, shocked that they didn't make it to the end. Because let me tell you something. If I'd been watching the whole thing, I probably would have had bets. I would have had a pool going on who would make it to the end. And, yeah, exactly. Just by personality alone, who I thought would have made it in. And there was, like I said, there was a couple of times I went, I think you sent the wrong person home. Yeah, but that's okay. I get it. I understand.
Right.
I understand. I'm not a professional singer.
Right.
And the judges are professionals at what they do, so they know better. Because all I hear is personality and voice. They know how to pick up on pitch and everything else. They have the skills for this.
Exactly.
That's why they're the judges. So, even though as an audience member, when I'm sitting there and I'm like, but such and such shouldn't have gone home.
Right.
Russ shouldn't have gone home. Why y'all send him? But then when you think about it, and you're like, those are professionals. They know what they're doing. There was a reason why.
There was, and he didn't lose
out.
There could have been a moment in which Russ could have been saved, but the one save that the judges had was used, I think, the week prior on on a different contestant. She's lovely as well. In my personal opinion, no shade to her, but I think that save should have been used on Russ. But looking at it from a competitive standpoint, he was, at the time, I viewed him as like my biggest competition. So while I was shocked that he was gone, there was a slight bit of relief. I was like, okay, because this bitch can sing, so I'm kind of glad he's gone. I love Russ. I love you, Russ, if you were hearing this. But yeah, I was like, oh, thank God, though. There was a part of me that was like, okay, I made this competition a little bit easier.
You know what? This is fun. You know what? I wish I feel like we could do commentary on these kind of.
I agree.
I feel like we could do like an after show. But you know, I'm gonna talk to Easton about that if they do that. If they do this next year, I'm gonna talk to Easton. We should have some commentary.
Raise the bar after show.
Yeah, raise the bar after show. That would be cute.
That would be cute.
That would be cute. And if you win, you will already have knowledge. Girl, I'm gonna have to ask you to come back. We might have
my hardest to win now.
We might have to talk about that after the finals is over with, because if they do this again. This might be a little cute little thing to do, like a little raise the bar after show.
That would be fun.
That would be so much fun.
I agree.
Good Lord. And we can let these queens have it.
We love that.
Yes, exactly. We do love that. You know what, Sekou, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. This was so much fun, as usual.
I agree.
You have a bubbly personality.
I try.
You are an amazing singer.
I'm so sorry that I've been coughing this entire time.
You got a little bit of a cough.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I'm worried about you, girl. You need some
gonna get
honey.
That throat coat. Yeah, and some honey.
Some honey. And you need to get a little rest. Make sure you get some rest. Because a lot of it could be, it's not just allergies. Your anxiety can make the stress and anxiety can make it a lot worse.
Agreed.
You already won in my eyes.
Thank you.
And in the eyes of most of the people, you've already won. You made it to the finals. So you've already won. Yeah. So whatever happens after this, just have fun.
That's facts.
Enjoy yourself, and whatever happens, happens. Although if he doesn't win, judges, I'm coming after y'all.
Yeah, my lighter will already be in my pocket.
I will be sitting down and having a conversation about why you chose who you chose, and you better give me details upon.
Make it make sense.
I want it to be like if you're explaining scientific theory to me on why you chose one person, why you chose this over Sekou.
Period. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And it's unofficial, but yeah, we might actually do commentary for all these shows now.
That'd be fun. Oh my God.
We might have to do some after show commentary.
What a good time.
Yes, that would be a good time. You know, I am going to talk to Easton about that. I think that would be cute.
That would be lovely. I would enjoy it.
Yes. All right. So y'all going to hear the after music. So thank you, Sekou, for being on the show.
Thank you.
And good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
And me and Chris are going to be there to root you on because it doesn't start till 11. So that gives me plenty of time to get stuff done.
Enough time, yeah.
Get my disco nap in to be fresh, because I need to be fresh when I come out there. I'm going to be drunk by the time you win.
Hopefully I will be drunk by the time.
Yeah, exactly. So if I run up on the stage, go, my bitch won.
I cannot.
She won. Oh, yeah. Chris having to go, girl, come from down there.
Yeah.
Sit your ass there.
You want to pull a little mom and just walk up there?
Exactly. So you have a good time tonight at Raise the Bar.
I will try.
Y'all come out and see him at Raise the Bar. Hopefully, oh my God, these people still have not called me. It's almost 2:00. Y'all come out tonight. Hopefully, I'll have the episode out by tonight.
Otherwise, last night. Night.
Yeah. So if you don't come out tonight and you hear this episode on Friday, he won.
Hopefully.
He
this
won.
This is going to be a Nixon moment.
He won. Regardless of what happens, he won.
I won. Yes, I won.
He won. So
it was an accomplishment in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Finale, for sure.
Exactly, because that's a goal that you kept.
Yeah. I just wanted to make it at least that far.
And like I said, when we first talked, you were like, I think I could do this. I think I got this. And girl, you made it. Look at you.
I'm very happy about that.
I'm just going to sing all your praises for one more minute.
Yes,
and then,
please.
Because, okay, yeah, just do your little hair swipe. And you got, do your little shimmy. You got this, girl. You got this. All right.
So I'm going to go back and just watch a lot of the videos that I did in the past for the competition, just to try to boost myself up a little bit. Be like, that was really good. Keep that. Keep that energy.
Yeah, just keep that energy. Keep that energy. And like I said, I think the duet is going to be, the one I'm going to be watching the most, because I really want to see how you handle yourself working together as a team, and then at the same time making sure that you.
Yeah, because when it comes to duets too, you have to be adaptable. Mm-hmm. Especially like with Cal and I, with us having such different sounds, we had to be like in some way like adapting to the other. In order for like us to make this work, so I'm hoping that we did that ultimately.
And if you can make it a little funny too, that usually draws people in too.
Exactly.
You figure out a way to make it a little funny too. So yeah, that always draws people in. So, all right. Well, thank you very much. Let me let him get out of here because otherwise I'm gonna keep him here for the next 6 hours talking about this. And we will see y'all later.
Bye.
This show is sponsored by Tubi's Woodworking. Tubi gives you wood. Also brought to you by Bitch Boy Undies. Get you a pair or else. You can follow the show on most social media at That Lil Gay Talk Show. Check out the website, thatlilgaytalks.com. Music and vocals by Jamie D of Diamond Cut Entertainment.